All yours. Oh. All right, guys, this is good.
Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. So I'll be going over the kimchi. So what is kimchi? Kimchi is basically a traditional Korean dish made by fermenting vegetable. So most of you are probably familiar with napa cabbage, which is the most common one. But the word kimchi is actually, encompasses like all types of vegetables. And it actually refers to the processing technique more so than it is the unique dish itself. And it can be eaten by itself as a side dish or an appetizer or used as an ingredient to other dishes. So for me personally, I like to pair my kimchi with ramen. And then there's also, kimchi pancakes that can be made, kimchi fried rice, and also kimchi stews. So, of course, it's delicious. So it's packed with unami paste. It's tangy and sour. It can be both, spicy or not. There's also a non-spicy version of kimchi. So how is kimchi made? I kind of broke it up into 5 different steps. And the first step is to prep the ingredients. So there are a lot of different variations of kimchi that you can make. For me, these are the ingredients that I use. So first you prep the ingredients by cutting up the napa cabbage and the carrots and the green onions. Some people, they prefer not to cut the cabbage. They can just, have it and do it whole. The next step is salting. So you add salt to the napa cabbage. This is to help, get rid of some of the excess water and also to get rid of some of the bad bacteria like salmonella. And then, of course, cleaning. So you want to make sure that, get rid of all the dirty water that comes out of it. The next step is, of course, the seasonings, where you can have a lot of different variations of what you want to put in there. Most common ones are, adding and grinding together garlic, ginger, and onion. For the paste that I make, I typically use sweet rice flour. You put a little bit of water in there and also a little bit of sugar. You heat that up low heat, and then once it cools down, you add in the fish sauce. There's fermented shrimp, which you can buy in a small jar at the grocery market. Add in as much or as little of the chili powder as you want. And of course, then you mix in all the ingredients together and make sure you lather it on your salted cabbage. And once that's done, then you pack it up into a tight container and make sure it's properly sealed. And last but not least, fermentation. So this is where all the magic happens and where the action occurs. So the chemistry behind kimchi, it starts off with bacterial fermentation. So what is fermentation? Is basically a biochemical change as a result of the actions of microorganisms. And in the case of kimchi, the star of the microorganism is the lactic acid bacteria. So this particular lactic acid bacteria, there's a microscope picture of it. Of course, it's colored, but the computer is not really blue and red. That one works best under anaerobic respiration. So this is without oxygen. So what it does is the lactic acid bacteria is naturally found in the cabbage itself. So is the sugar glucose that is in the cabbage. So it breaks down the glucose, and what you get is carbon dioxide and water. So if you're properly making it and fermenting it, you'll see bubbles come out of containers. That makes the fermentation has occurred. And they also produce lactic acid and a little bit of ATP, the energy that is needed for the lactic acid bacteria to survive it. So the lactic acid that is produced during the fermentation process, it helps to kill the bad bacteria. The other ones, besides salmonella, there's listerias and things. It also, the more lactic acid that you produce, it will increase the acidity in the product, making it safer to eat. And this is also what gives it this tangy, sour flavor that we associate kimchi with. So this fermentation process is also very similar to how we make pickles and sauerkraut, and also yogurt, in milk fermentation. So some fun facts about kimchi. So there are, more than 200 varieties, probably a lot more than that. In, I think, the South in Korea, so, each family and, each region, they have their own recipe. And so, and then there is the radish kimchi, there's cucumber kimchi, there also is, mustard stem kimchi, so a lot of different varieties and a lot of different ingredients. And South Korea consumes nearly 80 pounds of kimchi per person per year at one point. So that's roughly like 1.5 pounds per person per week. So that's a lot of kimchi. And they actually import kimchi from China because they consume so much kimchi. And kimchi was one of the official foods of the 1988 Olympics. This was in Seoul, Korea. And so the officials at that time were actually concerned that the athletes and visitors that came to visit, that they will be like repelled by the smell and the taste of kimchi. And so, but in reality, it was received really, really well. And even after the Olympic was over, the sales of kimchi actually rose up within the country and also around the world. So, and of course, kimchi is good for you. It has probiotics. It's good for your gut and immunity. It is very nutritious. It has fibers, vitamins, calcium, iron, folate, and it's low in calories. So some even vouch that, it helps to reduce fat and lower your blood cholesterol level, glucose level. So here is just to wrap it up, a summary. My 7-year-old son actually selected this video, and these are actually pictures of the last batch of kimchi that I made from one head of napa cabbage. So it produced that many jars of kimchi. Oh, that's right.
She'll bring for the.
This video doesn't work. Oh no.
Copy and put. Oh no, maybe.
Yeah, I embedded
If you
it.
exit out.
Copy and
Exit it out.
Copy.
Yes.
I don't think it's a PDF file. I don't think it would work.
All the way to the end, H, all the way to H. I think you didn't copy H.
Control C.
Yeah, okay, just control C and then add H later.
But this is not the right.
Control.
No, that's words.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, we can.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.